Yeah, okay, mate. Let's have a look here. ETH. Now, I did say it seems that it wants to bounce first and then later go lower. We're not even getting that bounce higher first. I thought maybe it might hold and continue higher. Like the weekly wick there for me is it's a huge weekly wick. I would prefer this to fill that wick. I mean, it makes sense. Look at this large open wick here. So I do think that we should fill that. So I'm being wary, I'm being careful, cautious at the moment. Now, what I was starting to think was something like this. See the way you get it there? You get a large wick down, and then it just moves up, and you come back later to fill it a few weeks later. I was starting to think that that was happening. But this wick is just so large here on a weekly. I find it hard to believe that we can just power up straight away. I mean it could, but my preference would be to fill this wick. If we fill that wick now, it would give a great buying opportunity in the market, right? Somewhere, if we drop down into here somewhere, that's likely a fantastic buying opportunity in the market. The problem is, well, 6 days left. Well, you can kind of see where that would be if it's going to happen over the next 6 days. Well, there would be a giant wick here. It would leave a pretty big wick. So it's a very interesting situation, just to see how this candle is going to close. You don't want it to close too weak either. It's good to close pretty strong. Obviously, we have a lot of time for this. So this is part of the problem. We're only into March. Well, obviously end of March. There's still 3 months left here in this candle, and the candle is already huge. So, well, it's not huge, but it's big. It's one of the largest ETH candles apart from this one, but it's up there with the largest green candles, which may be indicating that the next 3 months might not be that great. We may want to be chopping about up here for a period of time, because most of the move is already done. Now, that's not a given, that's not a certainty, but what I'm saying is that maybe ETH needs to do something like this for a quarter, to have a small candle like this, an inside bar type candle. Maybe it might be slightly red, maybe it might be slightly green, but if we formed a kind of a small candle up here like that, personally for me, I think it'd be very bullish, and we would then end up going higher. The market overall right now just doesn't look great, and maybe we need this. Maybe we need to digest all these gains, and maybe we need to do something like this. So we've moved up here. It's 0.26 up on the day now. I think this is going to drop, right? I do think it should drop. It's not an ideal situation to just be buying here, so I do advise caution. It seems that we may need to build out a bigger range here, and digest that, because that's a big move there. So I think we just need to watch carefully, have a little bit of patience here. I'm preparing for this to dip, even though I had mixed reports on it, mixed thoughts on it. I thought there at one point we might want to push up and then come back down later next week or something, but yeah, we just need to watch carefully here and see if the market tips its hat. The total market cap, the others, has a bit of a bearish weekly stop on so far with a large wick below. Slightly different situation, but if just looking for clues, well, we need to keep an eye on this and see if this is going to continue to remain a bearish weekly stop on. If this is dipping, this is the others chart, by the way, then there is likely to be some sort of dip in Ethereum, even though Ethereum is not in this chart. But if this was going to dip down and fill this candle and drop down here, well, the likelihood that the entire market is dipping back. So we just need to watch that carefully. As we can see here as well, the total market cap 2, it's formed a very interesting pattern here with this sort of topping. It's not a topping, it's not definitely a topping doji. You can see we got one here and we still managed to power through it, close strong on it, and then consolidated. But you can see that there was 3 2-week candles. Well, not really, but you can see the red one, then we had another one inside it, and then we had another one inside it. So it's likely that, you know, even if we are going to be bullish, there's some sort of action here before even breaking out of that. Okay, this can still be bullish, but you can see it's 1, 2, 3, including the red candle. We're all inside here as a consolidation base. Now maybe if I break it down to a 3-day chart, you know, you can kind of see what happened there. You got that first dip, and then it just grinded a little bit higher, and that's kind of what we're doing right now. We're kind of grinding a bit higher, and the market just might need to digest itself in here, and those gains, and flushing any of the weak hands out, and yeah, before then that next breakout. That next breakout would obviously come on a new quarter if that's going to happen. So I think it's going to be a choppy, awkward period for a little bit, and we'll continue to watch it develop. For me, this entire structure looks great. You know, this is total market cap 2, is it? Yeah, total market cap 2. Like, I don't see anything wrong with this structure at all, really, yet. Like this giant structure here, there's another head. You know, we're going to form another structure here potentially. Now, if it does form, right? If it's a big if, of course, but you know, there's targets up here of $2.5 trillion. A little bit like what happened back here. You know, if you took these targets here and extrapolated them up here, we actually probably went through those targets and went even higher again. Again, we have this pressure cooker, right? I know there's a bit of fear in the market at the moment. There's a long-term holders are selling their Bitcoin. Personally, I think people are underestimating the situation. BlackRock had 3 days of not so good buys, and Grayscale were selling large. So, you know, people freaking out a bit, and it's only been 3 days or 4 days or whatever that is. But, you know, there's always going to be dips and there's always going to be consolidations. I mean, I just think in a longer term period, this is going higher. That $2.5 trillion mark up there, can we hit that? I think we can. Overall, you know, the market needs a new quarter, right? I think, you know, this has been good. This is okay to be forming some sort of wicks like this, and it's okay to be even dipping down on the next quarter down here. People are going to panic. But for me, dips down into here are buying opportunities. Probably like here was a buying opportunity. A dip down here, people were panicking, oh, the market is topped, it's this, it's that, and then we moved higher. So anyway, yeah, I don't really like the market right now the way it is. I mean, I like it overall, I like it in the macro, but right now everything's a little bit cooked, a little bit overheated, a bit choppy. The market's trying to digest the gains, and I think we just need to have a little bit of patience. This weekly is a tricky situation. It's very hard to know, you know, what way this is going to break yet. And just to go back to that, I know this video is getting a bit long now, but you know, we're essentially in the middle of this range, and the fact of the matter is, it wouldn't surprise me to do something like this for a period, you know, even before moving out. The last time that we had a candle like this was the very, very top, right? When we had a bearish stop on at the top, a large wick at the bottom coming down to the bottom end of the candle. What happened is we did bounce right back up, took liquidity, and then dropped and flipped red again. If that happens, yeah, that is not good. That will send us lower. Right now, there's a slight bullishness, right? I think we're going to get whipsaw. I think we first move up, then flush, and then probably go higher again. I just can't really see us not filling this wick. So it's not an easy one to call which direction here.